All right, we'll call to order the Town of Stevensville Special Town Council meeting for Wednesday, November 24th, 2021. Ms. Bertha, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Allen?
Here.
Councilmember Ludington?
Here.
Councilmember Wandler?
Here.
Mayor Dewey?
Here. Ms. Devlin has a excused absence this afternoon. We'll open the floor for public comment from citizens on items not listed on today's agenda. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to the business portion of the agenda this afternoon. We have new business item A, which is discussion decision on the negotiation and sale of No House Number Willoughby Lane. It's the property that the town council previously declared as surplus and engaged with Exit Realty to list and sell for the town. The town has received 2 offers on that property that is up for the town council's consideration this afternoon. The first offer, both offers, to clarify, are all cash offers. The first offer is for $190,000. The second offer is for $189,750. Council has had a chance to review both of those offers. So we're here this afternoon for you to provide us with some direction as to how you'd like us to proceed on the offers, whether you'd like to accept one, or counter, or reject both. Whatever that looks like. Max Coleman is here on behalf of Ms. Lenmond, our listing broker, if we need any assistance from the realtor side of things. So how would the council like to proceed? I should clarify, we listed the property at $249,000.
I think considering that we listed the property at $249,000, I think we should consider counter offering. I don't have a number in mind.
No, that's fine. Absolutely. Do you mind stepping to the podium and turning on the microphone and introduce yourself for the folks that are joining us on the live stream? Yep.
I'm Max Coleman. I'm the broker-owner, Exit Realty, in the Valley and also for the whole state of Montana. I've been licensed for 26 years, so I'm here in Kim Lendman's stead, since you couldn't be here today. You mentioned about countering the offer, and there's a straight counter where you can go back to both of these offers and counter them separately. But my recommendation is that we go back and do what's called a multiple counter offer. I brought a blank form for each of you today to review that. We have until the 29th to respond at 5 o'clock. But that simply gives the town of Stevensville, city of Stevensville, the opportunity to go back to both of these clients, since these offers are very, very similar, and there's no appraisal, it's all cash, and simply say, come back to us with your highest and your best offer. And the reason why you're seeing the disparity in the offer, in my experience, is we don't have a septic approval. So they're both asking for the city to go ahead and get that done in the form of a site evaluation. I can go into that for you as well if you'd like me to. So by going back to both of these and doing it that way and asking for their highest and best, we take a chance that nobody wants to get into a bidding war. We see that. One may go away, both may go away. But in this case, we listed it on the 12th. Our job's to not leave any money on the table, to get as much money for you as possible.
Sure.
If they both went away, as an example, the market's still strong. Right now, if we get a site evaluation and they say, hey, you qualify for a standard septic, because they look in that hole that day and they tell you that. Or they say, no, you've got to go into the ground with monitoring pipes and go through the monitoring process through 2022. Well, if we get an approval there, whether it's standard or it's a raised mound system, it still makes the property worth more money. So depending on what your time frame is and your level of patience, that's my recommendation, is to go back with that multiple counteroffer.
On the site evaluation for the septic, we've got the application filled out. The check is sitting on Paul's desk there. So as soon as that's ready to go, you approved that as part of your claims last night. So as soon as we have that check available, we'll get that application down to the county for that site evaluation and get that done forthwith.
Okay. The other thing I'd like to add too is, while we're in this process of going back, if whatever you decide to do, any other offers that come in are still in play. So until we get the response back on the time that we ask them to respond, another offer came in tomorrow, came in Friday, that would still come before you for your consideration. So we still have total control of what's going on.
Sure. Ms. Wandler, go ahead.
Excuse me. If we go into the multiple, as you stated, that doesn't leave theirs in, like the high bidder now would get it at what he bid?
Well, we'd see where they would come back at. Yeah,
Everyone has to come back then.
right. And again, in my experience, somebody that came in, this is a reflection of the condition, because there is no septic approval. Obviously, you don't have potable water, you don't have septic, you can't build. So that is something that that's why they've come in where they've come in at, right? Once we get that approval, and knowing that they came in that low, a good agent on the other side is going to counsel their client to let them know you should expect a counter,
Sure.
right? That's why we don't want to go back to them individually. We could do that. We could go back with a number. You could go back with two different numbers. But these are so close. This is what this multiple is made for. Let me pass this out just so you have a copy of it.
To clarify,
It's on both sides.
when we go back with that multiple, are we giving them a number, or are we just asking for their highest and
Highest and
best
best.
offer? Okay.
That's my recommendation.
Thank you.
That's just for your review. That's what we would use, so. And again, you're hoping they both come back. One becomes your best offer that you would choose, then it's our job to talk to the agent and get the other one in a backup position and bring them in as a secondary that you could accept as a backup.
Okay. Ms. Wandler?
How much does it cost to have that approved?
Do you remember, Laura? $200? $200.
$200, yeah, for site evaluation.
That's a big reduction from the asking price.
I guess I'm a little confused on the site evaluation. They came in low because it doesn't have a site evaluation. Obviously, they're probably going to want to build. You want to have a site evaluation
think so,
before you build.
right. They're both
Um,
asking for it.
Yeah,
Can
the offers are contingent on having that site evaluation done.
Okay.
So if the site evaluation came back and we couldn't obtain approval, their offers would be null.
Evaluation was denied for septic, their offers would go away,
Correct.
As written now, yes, they
as
would.
as they are written.
Yes.
Yeah. And if that were the case, it's very possible that the town would reconsider its listing price too.
Yes, we would
Because
make
we
a
listed,
recommendation.
yeah, we listed it based on having septic approval, knowing we were working through that process. But if we do that site evaluation and it comes back that there's no septic on that property, we'll change the listing price.
Right, just so you know also, there's only 4 parcels in this acreage range that are listed in the county, Oliver Valley County, currently active.
Okay.
There's only one other one in Stevensville. So, but power is quite a distance away, and it doesn't have a septic approval either.
Okay.
And it's listed at 154, and it's been on the market 220 days with Eichert and no offers.
Okay.
So we feel fortunate. We listed the 12th. On the 12th, we've got
Mhm.
2 offers already. So it's an attractive parcel. It just needs that approval.
It surprised me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good marketing.
I'll make a motion to negotiate the sale, ask for highest and best offer with the same contingencies.
Great strategy.
Is there a second?
That,
Okay, it's been moved by Ms. Allen and seconded by Mr. Luddington to negotiate the sale, asking for highest and best offer with the same contingencies with septic approval. Any further council discussion on that? Ms. Wandler?
Other people can also come in on this.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, until you actually accept it, till it comes back, anything that comes in is in play.
Yes.
Are we interested in discussing a number that we would be okay with approving? We can do this, I think, with approving without needing council? Like if I say we will all approve up to $215,000 and higher can be approved by the mayor. Can we do that, or no? Are we going to have another meeting with their counter?
If that's the council's prerogative, you have that ability to delegate that. If you want to do that, my strategy right now is that every time we receive a group of offers, we're going to call a meeting, address it, go through these motions again until we get to a final place. So if that's not something that interests you in holding multiple special meetings in order to get through the process, then yes, you should consider empowering the administration to go to a certain limit. But if you want full control over the process, then we'll proceed as we are doing now.
My experience would be that if the offers are contingent on a site evaluation, that there is a possibility of concern of not getting an approval on a site evaluation. So my preference would be to wait to make sure that we can get a site evaluation and then maybe reevaluate from there if we do or do not get that. Because these offers will go away if we are unable to get a positive site evaluation for septic. So,
Okay. Any further council discussion on the motion? Ms. Wandler.
I think what Lindsay said sounds interesting, but it would be public knowledge that if you bid $210,000, put that online, they got it.
This is a very interesting
more.
process because you're dealing with a public entity, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, anyone watching could, in theory, know what our limits are. With this strategy, though, we're saying you come back at our highest and best, and that
The best way to go.
Yeah. Otherwise, if in theory, if the council came back and said, well, we're going to authorize the mayor to go up to 250, then everybody knows, how quickly a sale can go through at that point. So that's the disadvantage of being a public entity in a land sale. We're doing highest and best. The site evaluation is in process. The check's ready for signature. We're going to take that down to the county sanitarian for their process, and we'll wait to hear from them as to when they'll be on site to dig the hole. So, and it's just as simple as digging a hole, and they look in the hole.
We'll go ahead and execute this document, get it to you for signature,
Okay.
and then we'll get it out.
Okay. So, is there any public comment on the motion on the floor? He'll use the podium. You can leave that on. That's fine. Thanks, Max.
Yeah, I'm a little confused about the purpose of this meeting because it says here discussion, decision, negotiation, of sale of NHN Willoughby Lane. Are you negotiating for price or are you negotiating to sell? Because this is not very clear. And you've been provided information that was not provided to the public for review. So I think you need to table this meeting or table this item and publish that information and then bring it back after the public's had a chance to review it. The other thing is, what is the buyer planning to build? The people that live around there need to know that. Okay? They have investments in their properties there, and usually when you sell property, you ask the question, what are you planning to build? Okay, and this is not for response from Ms. Allen. This is public comment. The offers are not published for public review. No history presented to the public, for example, expenditures for the condition of the sale. The only time we heard about the sanitation permit was last night at the claims. That should have been listed here. You should have had all this stuff listed. This is what we have to do in order to sell the property so that the public will know that stuff. How will the proceeds of the sale of this property be used? That has never been disclosed since you folks first brought this up. We've asked it a number of times. How will the proceeds be used? Next, who owns the water and mineral rights to that property? And will Miss Griffin be compensated for her fence that she's put around the property to protect the town property and a reimbursement for all the time she's weeded the property? Thank you.
Any further public comment?
Bob Michelson, 222 Turner Street. I haven't been to a meeting when this was discussed, but am I correct thinking, I think I watched it online, Mayor Dewey, was this, when this is finalized and the money is paid to the town, will it be putting into the general fund?
That's correct. That was what was explained when this was previously discussed by the council.
And this started during the budget, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I would like to add one more thing. I do know Sydney is moving on. I would hope that the next administration, because after last night's meeting, it's pretty obvious where we're at in this town as far as our financial situation. There's no secret why we're selling this property. You can say all you want. The town needs the money. I would hope, moving forward, that the town opens its books again to the public and to the council. When I was on council, I wasn't allowed to get near the books, and that's sad. It's your money too. You guys are the lawyers. You guys delegate the authority. I hope this town doesn't go anywhere near where we are now. It's going to be a long road to get it back. Hopefully it'll happen. Thank you.
Any further public comment? All right. Hearing none, we'll go ahead and call for the vote. Ms. Berthoud? Oh, excuse me. Sorry, sir. Didn't see you stand up there. State your name and address for the record.
Charles Hackett, 3031 Homeacres Road, Stevensville. So, let's see. This property is being listed as 5 acres for horse property, as I've seen. Is that right, to pasture a horse on? But it's dry land. That's what was written, like on an advertisement or something for it that I saw. But there's no water on it as far as I've ever seen. I've lived next to it quite a while now. That's one thing. The other thing is, if this is public, if this is for public, then shouldn't the offers of who's buying it, shouldn't those be public? And why is it that this is being done in the last month of your administration? And if it's being done to cover your books, and you're all voting on that, then I don't know the law, but I'm wondering if that will make you like legally responsible if things are found when the books are opened at the end of your term. That's all I've got to say.
I'm going to clarify something for everyone here. The town isn't broke. Like by no means. The audit results last night did not reveal that the town is broke. In fact, reserves have increased by $900,000 under my administration. So this idea that we're throwing money down the drain, excuse me, Ms. Rodaba, I'm still speaking. This idea that we're going bankrupt is ludicrous. That's not what the audit reflected. What the audit reflected was that a previous finance officer in this organization didn't properly follow accounting practices and didn't post things in the right place, and that they didn't reconcile the books. Previous councils received expenditure reports. While you were on the council, Mr. Michelson, you received expenditure and revenue reports from the finance department. I know it for a fact. I've seen them. we're not selling this property to cover our behind because the town is going broke. We're selling this property because we don't need it, and it would be a nice addition to the general fund to repurpose that funding. Otherwise, we're sitting on a property that we're very clearly not taking care of. It was made abundantly clear by the neighbor. We don't take care of that property. We had no idea she was taking care of that property on her own merits. We didn't know that. We'd have no use for the property, so we're selling it because it's advantageous to do so right now. And I have no control over when the offers come in. We listed the property. I'm not going to tell people, well, wait to offer on it until Mr. Gibson's the mayor. Don't give an offer right now. That would be ridiculous. We're not going broke. We're not selling this because we're going broke. We're doing it because it's the best interest of the taxpayers, and that's their decision to make right now. So quit telling everyone we're broke. It's not happening. Any further public comment? All right. Ms. Berthoud, let's go for the vote, please.
Councilmember Allen,
Aye.
Councilmember Ludington,
Aye.
and Councilmember Wandler.
Aye.
All right. That motion passes unanimously. We'll adjourn. Thanks.